Yeah, it's something definitely for everyone to consider and think about. We're almost out of time. I just want to ask one or two more questions.
Yeah,
I,
sure.
I earlier asked you about, when you voted against the Republican line on the Patriot Act. You also did
Mhm.
the same thing when Bush wanted to pass the Central American Free Trade
Oh,
Agreement
yes.
and so on. What kind of pressure? Because I don't know if people really understand, because we're all from the outside looking in. But what kind of pressure is it when you're part of a party, they're trying to pass some law, particularly something that the president maybe wants to push through? I just think of the Democrats now, like there's Obamacare, and if you don't fall in line with Obama and
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
his administration and him must give you the business. Like
Hmm.
I couldn't even imagine how severe it must be. But the same thing, because you've been there, done that. When you don't vote the party line and you really do have an independent thought about something and you want to do what's right, tell me about the knocks on the door or the visits in the
Oh, yeah.
office. No one knows what that's like, but you've experienced it. Tell my
Oh,
audience
yeah.
what really goes on.
Let me tell you about Central America Free Trade Agreement. That's the best one. The president hauled me into the Oval Office. He sat there and said I was in the most important office on earth because this is how important was it to him. He had Dick Cheney there. He had Karl Rove there. Then Rove asked me, well, what do you want? Do you want any kind of legislation? Do you want any bridges, roads, blah, blah, blah? And it went from that to Dick Cheney calling me in my office and asking me all kinds of things, trying to justify the bill. Then he said, well, what do you want? And then, of course, I can't say it on air, but I had a blank you phone call from Andy Card. He called me a liar on the Head Start program. I had people threatening me that my chairmanship would be taken away, people calling me a labor prostitute. I mean, all of this stuff, to the point where then I really dug my heels in, because that was a lousy deal, But it's such pressure. I mean, you get the president, the vice president, Karl Rove, the architect, as we called him, and it's just a lot of pressure. And sometimes you want to cave, and then sometimes you just got to say, I'm going to suffer the consequences. I mean, I felt like sometimes I was a walking dead, or that I had contagious Ebola.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, you say something that just went, it sent shivers down my spine as you're saying it. Here you are, you go to jail because you supposedly take bribes or payoffs for something,
Mm-hmm.
yet the president, the vice president, and the other leaders of our country haul you in the Oval Office, and they basically offer you all this money to do any deal you want as long as you vote the way they want. Is that 10 times worse than what you were accused and convicted of? Am I missing something?
Sure, fundraisers by the president. What do you want? What do you really need? Yeah. I mean,
Right, so
John Boehner.
if you said I need $20 million to push through some new highway construction or
I'd have
help with
got it.
my steel deal, you would have got it, right?
I'd have got it. I would have got it. Absolutely.
Unbelievable. I think we're going to end it on that note, because
Thank you.
there's nothing I can ask to top that or go past that, because it just shows how the things work behind closed doors. The hypocrisy, it's just
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable to me. But we all know it goes on. We all know it
I know.
goes on, and we got to change things. We got to do better as a country, and we can. I want to thank you, Bob Ney, for coming on. Political analyst on Talk Radio. Be sure to check him out wherever he is. Always has good thoughts and things to say. And I appreciate your honesty, Bob, because you were
Oh, thank you.
forthright and you told it like it is. And that's all we want on the Adam Thompson Show. People to come on, speak their mind, speak the truth, and enlighten us. Thank
I
you for
love
your
your
time,
show, and
Bob.
I love your fortitude. You're a great guy. Thanks.
Thanks so much for coming on, Bob. You be well.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You too.
Take care.